Oh, it's on my finger and it looks pretty. No, we're not keeping it. This brush is the bane of my existence. This sucked from the moment I got it. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. Let's zoom in for today's eye look. I love it so much. I always love the eye look. I'm not gonna come on camera without an eye look that I love. So I'm going for an all metallic moment again. That's been kind of like what era I'm in. Do you notice I have to be in an era at all times? Right now I'm in my metallic era and I used one of the new Glisten liners, which is the shade Tutti Fruitt. It's a little split liner. You get a little metallic orange and a little like corally pink orange. I love this color combo. I think pink and orange are so beautiful together for summer. Also, I don't normally talk about the blush, but I gotta talk about this blush that I've been wearing. Packaging is grody because I got it from TJ Maxx and I have been struggling to get the label off. But this is the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush. I have the shade I Cherish You. I believe it's from their cherry collection. I have been exclusively wearing this blush since I picked it up from TJ Maxx. I love it so much. I will say it's not my favorite formula. It does move around a little bit. Like if I touch it, I notice like I'll get little like patchy spots. So I still gotta figure out the formula, but this color is so good. It's like a pinky red. Perfect for summertime. And can you tell I'm in a very summery mood right now? But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out all the cool pinks and reds and orange and summery color combos I'm wearing today. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in makeup. I'm decluttering. So if you're new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Giovanna. I'm a Virgo. I'm so happy to have you here. The way I like to do declutters on my channel is rather than doing like one huge declutter per year where I give you a bunch of videos of every single category. I love those, by the way. I love when people do series like that. But the way I like to do it, the way that works well for my easily distracted brain, is to just start throwing stuff into a bag when I decide I no longer want it. And when the bag is full, then I decide to come on here and tell you about it. Today we got some things that didn't fit in the bag either. So honestly, the bag is overflowing. I should have done this a while ago. But I'm finally doing it and I cannot wait to tell you all of my thoughts on why I am decluttering these products for my collection. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see all the makeup I'm decluttering from my collection today, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alrighty, let's just get right into this bag here. The thing I want to start with first are these beautiful, colorful tubes of cream eyeshadow that did not turn out to be as great as I wanted them to. These are from Shop Miss A, so you know, cheap. Cheap doesn't always mean bad though. You know, there's some things from Shop Miss A that I am not decluttering today that are wonderful. These are not wonderful, unfortunately. When I first got them, I was a big fan. You know, they're cream eyeshadows, but they do have some shimmer to them. They're really pretty. If you go watch that Shop Miss A haul video, it's old. It's from like a year ago, but you can see me apply it. But my issue is that after only having them for a couple months, they don't come out anymore. Oh, look, I'm able to get a tiny bit. Can we get a zoom on this? Can you even see the tiny bit that's coming out? So yeah, that's a big gripe. That's mostly why I'm decluttering them. You can see even the little bit I got out is like not doing what it's supposed to do. But I will say, even when I first got these and they weren't dried out, I just don't think they're the most practical. I like liquid eyeshadows. In fact, I've gotten more into liquid eyeshadows over the last few months, really into my Danessa Myricks Twin Flames liquid eyeshadows. I have some from Hard Candy that I like. I just don't think this cream liquid formula is all that great. I mean, one, it clearly dried out pretty quickly. I've had these for less than a year, and let me see what the date is. Okay, they don't appear to have a shelf life on them, so maybe they're only supposed to be good for 6 months. I don't know. But usually most makeup products that aren't like complexion, you know, sometimes you expect maybe like a setting spray or a skincare infused foundation to be good for less than a year, but you don't typically expect eyeshadow to be good for less than a year. So that's a bit of a bummer. These would definitely be a pass for me. I know I recommend quite a bit from Shop Miss A on my channel because it is so affordable and there's a lot of good hidden gems, but these cream prism eyeshadows are definitely not a product I'd recommend from them. And that's why today they're getting decluttered. So the next product I'm gonna be decluttering is from Eye Cosmetics, and I have to just open by saying Eye is like a brand that rarely ever misses for me. It's almost a never miss brand. The one miss for me is this product that I'm very much hyping up for you here, And yeah, that is their matte lip stain. I have the shade Ripe Papaya. This has made it through multiple declutters for me because I love the shade so much. I'm gonna show it to you. It's not one that I love so much right now because you'll see it's like very fall. It's like this gorgeous burnt orange. It just feels like such a unique shade for me. If you have a dupe for me, please let me know. Preferably an affordable dupe like a Maybelline or a L'Oreal or a ColourPop or something like that. But I think this shade is absolutely beautiful, but the formula is just really not good. And at first I tried to excuse it. I'm like, you know, it's a matte lip stain. That's not my favorite formula, but I have tried matte liquid lipsticks that I like better than this. And again, I know lip stain versus liquid lipstick, very different, but I have applied like the lightest layer of this, and it makes your lips feel so tight in a way that's like different than like a matte liquid lipstick. Like it's a thin formula, but it immediately almost feels like you have a lip mask on that's like meant to like peel off. It's just very uncomfortable. I have tried applying this over a lip mask, like making sure I have like, you know, some Vaseline or like a lip mask or just like anything hydrating underneath. I've tried it with a bunch of different hydrating bases and I've just never found a way to make this comfortable. So I have stopped keeping it for the shade alone. You know, I'll take a screenshot here. I'll take a picture with my phone so I can know that I want to find a dupe for this shade because it is just such a beautiful shade. Burnt orange is so pretty, and I've heard people really like the cream lip stains from Oden's Eye, so maybe I'll have to try that. But yeah, the matte ones are definitely a skip for me, and that's why I'm decluttering it. All right, next up, let's talk about the big boy that couldn't even fit in my makeup bag, and that is the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour blush palette. So I got this during the Sephora summer sale in 2020, I believe. So it lived in the collection for a while. You can see it's taken a few licks. That's because I went through a phase where I was mixing all my makeup products together. I'll link me mixing all my blushes together down below if you want to watch it. It was really fun. But the thing about this Jouer blush palette is, one, it's discontinued, so this information isn't relevant for anyone, but I just feel like this blush formula is very basic. It's very baseline, what you expect in a blush. It's pigmented, but not too pigmented. Blends fine. I don't know. There's just really nothing special about it. Same with the shades. Like, they're pretty shades. The reason I kept this for a while is because I don't have any other orange powder blushes, but honestly, I'm kind of in my cream blush era anyways right now, and I just use orange lipstick when I want to wear orange blush, and this is not the best blush formula. It's like the only metallic shades. All of the other ones are matte, and this one's kind of like a little too metallic-y for blush for me. Oh no, it's on my finger and it looks pretty. No, we're not keeping it. Every time I use this, it's like against my will. Okay, it's not against my will, but I'm using it because I'm like, you haven't used this in a long time. And then I use it and I'm like, okay, now I know why. It's because my blush is basic when I use this. It's just not all that exciting, you know? Some of these shades, like these two shades, are way too similar to both being here. Same with these two shades. They're like way too similar. You cannot tell the difference on the cheeks. I like the purplish one, but I have the same shade in a Danessa Myricks cream formula, which I like a lot better. So there's really just no purpose for me to keep it around. I can't recommend it to you guys because you can't buy it anyways. I think Jouer started making like doubles of this. Like, they stopped making this palette and they started making duos. So maybe I'll get one of those. Probably not though, to be honest, because the formula is just very okay. This was also such a cheaply made palette too. I got it during the Sephora sale, so I think I paid like 20 bucks for this, but honestly 20 bucks, way too much for this. It's very cheaply made. One, look at the mirror. I don't know how I can demonstrate the mirror to you. You probably won't be able to tell, but it's just like a very cheaply made mirror. Also, the packaging itself just feels like very cheap. It's magnetized, but like barely. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like very luxurious packaging for a luxurious item. This is probably all why they discontinued it. So Jouer, ignore everything I'm saying. You've clearly already taken the notes and stopped making this palette. But yeah, it is time for me to finally declutter the Jouer Bouquet d'Amour blush palette. All right, the next product I want to talk about that I'm decluttering is from Honest Beauty. I have a lot that I love from Honest Beauty. Their cream blushes, their brow pencils, all the chefs are kissing. However, this Vibe Liner eyeliner in the black shade is one of the worst black cream liners I have ever used. I'm so sorry, Honest Beauty. It just really missed the mark for me. In their defense, this doesn't claim to be waterproof, and I do typically like a waterproof black gel liner for my waterline. I have a Rimmel one that's my favorite. The Rimmel Scandalized Waterproof Black Gel Liner. fantastic, so good, stays in my waterline all day. This one rejects my waterline. I cannot get this to stay in my waterline for the life of me. Look, I'm so confident I'll even try to put it on right now because it's not gonna stick. I gotta put it in my waterline and nothing's happening. It's leaving behind like a tint of gray, and if you stay in one spot for a really long time, then it starts to build up a little bit, but that's so many layers. And now it's causing my eye to like start to water because I've been going over that spot for so many times. And it just feels like I'm constantly having to like wipe off the excess water onto my hand and then go back in. And it's a lot of effort for a black eye pencil. And for pencil liners, I really only use them for my waterline. I typically only use water activated liners if I'm gonna be doing graphic liner and all that. And I got way too many good black ones to be using this for that, because if you just swatch it like that on the back of your hand, it's definitely a fine formula. But for the waterline, just not really doing anything. I don't know, it was really disappointing to me because I've loved so many Honest Beauty products and this has been sitting in my drawer forever, and every time I try to make it work, it doesn't work. So we're finally decluttering the Honest Beauty Vibe Liner eyeliner in the black shade. Is this gonna be distracting the rest of the video if I have one eye that's like kind of black and the other eye that's not? Okay, I'll add a little bit on this eye just so we can all breathe easily. There we go. All right, moving on. Now it's decluttered, for real. All right, in the trash. All right, next up, let's talk about some highlighters that I'm decluttering. No, these are not ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. I know they look like them, honestly perform pretty much the same way. These are from Estate Makeup. It's their, what do you call them? I don't know, something like lunar highlighters or something. They're all moon themed, very cute names. I really feel like this is more of an issue of just like me not liking this formula anymore. I went through the same phase with ColourPop Super Shock highlighters where I kept trying to like them, and then eventually I decluttered all of mine. And then Estate Makeup came out with a similar formula and sent them to me, and I was like, why did I ever declutter my ColourPop ones? They're so pretty. I mean, you can see they swatch so pretty. This is why I can't do too many swatches. This is why I can't look at swatches. And my brain immediately was like, cut this part, save that, don't declutter that. No, I'm decluttering this because just because something swatches nice on your little palm doesn't mean it's gonna look good on your cheeks. And I feel like every time I wear this on my cheeks, even when I go in with a really light hand, just throughout the day, I'm like, oh, that looks very powdery. It's drawing attention to the texture on my cheeks. I don't like that. So yeah, that's why I'm decluttering these. Like I said a million times, it's more an issue of formula. You know, these smushy formulas like this in eyeshadow, fantastic. I don't mind it at all. On the cheeks, get out of here. I hate it. And it's just, you know, they're very basic colors. The other one I have is just kind of a more like pinky highlighter. So for me, it's not worth keeping around to use on my eyes because I have too many beautiful eyeshadows. I don't need them. That's why they're getting decluttered. Okay, this next product, if you watched my disastrous Ulta haul from a couple months ago, then you will not be surprised by this at all. The Makeup Revolution water activated liner palettes are the worst water activated liner formulas I've ever tried, and I've tried a lot. These absolutely take the cake for being one of the worst makeup items I've tried of all time. I know it sounds like I'm being mean. I know it sounds like I'm exaggerating. Go watch that disastrous Ulta haul. I'll probably put a clip of my application over the screen because it was bad. One, it feels like Halloween makeup. This is like so cheap, and I know it was cheap. It was $8, but I paid $8 for this? For what? For what? This couldn't have cost more than like 10 cents to make. It feels so cheap. The liners themselves are so bad. They're so dry. It didn't matter how much water I added to them. I really tried to make these work. They stained immediately. I have nothing kind to say about this. Absolutely nothing. I was really hoping that I was gonna be able to find like a cheap water activated liner alternative for you guys, because I know that water activated liners can get expensive, but this would be a waste of $8 for you to try, especially when you have brands like Glisten and Advocacy and By Mellow Wops that sell mini sizes of their water activated liners, usually for like around like $6 to $8. You'd be better off buying one of those than getting 4 of these. They're just so bad and really just not worth your time and not worth your energy. So that is why I'm decluttering the Makeup Revolution Pastel Dream water activated liner palette. All right, let's talk about a couple more Shop Miss A products that are really easy declutters for me. First off, their Neon Buttercream eyeliners. I was excited about these because I thought I was gonna be able to use them for graphic liner. I did a video last summer where I talked about how to do graphic liner with cream gel liner, and I used this one for that, this beautiful neon blue shade. And would you even believe it, a couple months later, oops, I didn't intend for it to fall on the floor. A couple months later, it dried out, it fell out. Hey, I know it's cheap makeup. I know Shop Miss A is dollar makeup, but is it even worth the dollar if you can only use it for a couple months? I have another shade in here too that didn't, I don't know if this one's gonna fall out. Yeah, this one might not fall out, but you can see that like the edge is completely, like it's enclosing in on itself because it's completely dried out. Could I use some of my Durline to maybe try to rezhuzh these guys and add a little life mac into them? Maybe, but honestly, I don't wanna waste the Durline because they weren't all that great to begin with. I think I've reached a point, because I've had this issue with my KVD pomades too, where they just like have dried out and I really don't feel like they're worth the effort. I don't think I like cream gel liners in pots like this. I like them in pencil form. As in pencil form, you can just sharpen them and you get like fresh new product and everything. I just don't see the appeal of these. If you're someone who likes cream gel liners in the pots like these, please let me know, like, what is the appeal for you? I'm not judging, like, I'm sure there is an appeal for them. I'm genuinely asking, why these versus the pencil for you? Please do let me know. I'm very, very curious. But yeah, these Shop Miss A buttercream liners are not worth your time, not worth your dollar, so I'm decluttering mine. Let's talk about some more eyeliners I'm decluttering from Deck of Scarlet. They sent me these duochrome liners last summer, maybe in the fall, I don't know, but I was so excited. I'm in my duochrome era all the time. I love duochromes, but these ones were just not it for me. One, they're dual-sided, so one side has black, and the black liner in these is bad, like really watery. I actually told them this in an email. They asked how I was liking them and I said, no, I do not like the black formula. It's watery. I couldn't build it up. And they just said, okay, thank you for your feedback. So I don't know, maybe they'll do something to change it. Also, this brush is the bane of my existence and why I won't even bother with the side that has the prettier colors on them, because these brushes are so bad. I wish makeup companies would stop making these brushes because they just stink. Let me wipe off the product so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, I took some pictures on my phone. I'm gonna put a picture of what the brush looks like on the screen. I don't know why brands insist on making brushes like these. I'm pretty sure the KVD one is similar, and I'm decluttering that too. Here, let me pull it out at the same time and tell you why I'm decluttering the KVD tattoo liner. But basically, they have like these little waves in them, like these pleats, if you will, these little indentations that hold the product, but the brush itself is just like foam. It doesn't do anything to help with precision at all. You guys know me, I love a paintbrush tip, even if it's not like, you know, a nice graphic liner brush like this type of paintbrush tip. There are liquid liners that come with a nice paintbrush tip to them, and this is not one of them. And it's not even like, it's not a felt tip applicator, because I don't love those, but I like those way better than these. These just hold product and that's it, and they don't deposit product well. I think that's why they go on so patchy. I had the same issue with my KVD tattoo liner. This sucked from the moment I got it. I really don't know what to tell you. This was never good for me. It tricks you because you'll do, look, I did like one swipe on my hand and I was like, wow, it's actually looking beautiful. Maybe I should cut this part. And then immediately it's out of ink, and I stored mine upside down for so long. I tried just storing it upside down. It did not make a difference for me. Maybe I just got a bad one, but honestly, this is not my first time trying this. They sent it to me in PR. Thank you so much, KVD, for sending this to me. That was super sweet of you. But I bought this myself back in 2016, before I was even like into makeup the way I am now, and I thought the same thing at the time. I was like, why is this so much worse than the Revlon one that I buy at the drugstore? It's just not worth the hype for me. I don't know why so many people like this. I'm like, I don't know what I'm missing here. You let me know if you've had the same issue with the tattoo liner. But yeah, this one and the Deck of Scarlet one are both bad. I have talked for so long about this because I really just wanted to make a plea for brands to stop using this type of applicator because I think it stinks, and yeah, I'm decluttering these. All right, real quick to round things out, let me tell you about a couple of lip glosses that I'm decluttering. The first one, I'm decluttering my Tower 28 Fire Jelly Lip Gloss because it's expired, but also, it's really expired. It stinks like Play-Doh. I've had this for almost 2 years, so, you know, Tower 28, I'm not mad at you for that. It definitely lived up to its shelf life. But I'm not gonna be repurchasing this just because it was a little bit too sheer of an orange for me. It's a bit of a catfish where you look at it and you're like, wow, that's gonna be really orange, and then you put it on and it's not very orange at all. Mine, I'm gonna do a swatch for you. Mine's more orange than yours would be if you purchased it from their website because I have been slowly mixing it with an orange lipstick, but even then, you like can barely see it on my hand at all. And I know lip glosses are supposed to be sheer and supposed to be subtle, but I'm not much of a sheer and subtle lady, so I'd prefer an orange lip gloss with little bit more of a punch to it, you know? So I'm not gonna be repurchasing this, but I did like it when I had it. And then the other lip gloss I'm decluttering is from Pat McGrath. I know they're Lush Lip Gloss and Dare to Bear. This is mostly getting decluttered because it's expired. I would not repurchase this one either. I really loved these when I first got them. I got them in a set of 3. I finished the shade Divine Rose and the duochrome shade I think I decluttered a while ago, but I was keeping this guy around because it's just kind of a nice nudie shade. And it is like a nice, oh, my hair is stuck in the lip gloss. And it is like a nice little nudie shade. It's got a nice pearlescence to it. But I just feel like it's not my favorite gloss formula. It's a little goopy. I think what it really comes down to is like brands have just been so good at perfecting lip oils over this last year that I'm like, I just rarely reach for glosses anymore. When the lip oils are this good, who needs to, you know? So for me, this is just like a little too glossy feeling, especially for the price. I think if you are a gloss person, which I'm starting to not be, I still don't think this is the best gloss formula. I think there's better drugstore formulas that are just as good as this, and the color is not all that unique, so yeah, that's why I'm decluttering it. Alrighty, and with that, we have reached the end of the decluttering video. My hands are covered in swatches, and they're sticky from all the glosses I swatched and then forgot about. So yeah, I'd say this has been a successful decluttering video. It feels good to clean. It's a small dent in my collection, but like I said at the beginning of the video, I like to do little mini declutters throughout the year. Makes it much less overwhelming than going through like the whole thing over here. So I still feel positive about my experience here today, and I hope that you do too. So I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I live stream most Saturdays. I should just say I post twice a week because it's not always Monday and Thursday. Sometimes it's Tuesday and Friday, but I always post twice a week. So I'd love to have you subscribe. Check out my description box for all of the makeup details of the makeup on my face today. Also my description box, I'll have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources, resources to support the Asian American community, resources to support the LGBTQ+ community, and resources to support Ukraine. So please check out those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!